Hi, welcome back to another video. This week is a little bit different. So I've pre-filmed this a little bit early because as you're watching this, I'm actually currently away on holiday with Reese's side of the family down at the beach. So I'm sure I'm living it up there, having a nice relaxing time. And as I'm also filming this, it is about 9 AM and just ignore my eye because it's a bit red because I'm still waking up. Still having my coffee. I asked last night on my Instagram stories if there were any questions that you guys had / unpopular opinions that you wanted to send through for us to kind of just chat through and me to answer as I'm getting ready to go to my mum's house today. I haven't seen my mum in honestly it's probably hasn't even been 2 weeks yet, but it feels like too long. But before we get into this video, if you guys enjoy this style of video, please let me know because I'll definitely be keen to do more sit down kind of videos because sometimes vlogging every week like I usually do does feel like it doesn't give you guys much of a variety to watch, and it also makes it somewhat harder for me in a way because I always feel like I have to have something interesting on to film, otherwise I just feel like it's boring for you guys to watch. So if you guys do enjoy this kind of video, or if you have been watching me for a while and you're not subscribed already, please subscribe down below. It means the absolute world to me. But let's get right on into this video because I'm also going to be running late if I don't hurry up and get ready. Now for today's makeup, I'm not actually doing anything special at all. I'm literally just doing the most basic everyday makeup. But you would have seen in last week's vlog that I was trying some new makeup towards the end of the video, so that makeup I am going to incorporate into this because I'm just going to my mum's house. I'm not wanting to get anything thick. Usually I wouldn't even wear makeup to her house, but I just wanted to do a little bit extra in this video as I'm going through some questions and unpopular opinions. So I'm going to start off with the L'Oreal True Match Nude Plumping Tinted Serum. I'm using the shade 122 Rosy Light. I always forget to put these clips in. Oh, I'm doing that the complete wrong way, aren't I? The other day as well, I did pop into Mecca to get a couple new things. I picked up 2 new brushes. So one is the complexion buffing brush and the other is the cheek chiseler brush. So they're both Mecca Max brand. I find that these brushes are actually really good, especially considering the price of them, but I'm going to use the complexion buffing brush to blend in the tinted serum. Because in last week's video when I did test out the serum, I just used a really bad, cheap flat brush, and it did say it was a foundation brush, but I just don't think it really worked with my skin or how I prefer products to feel when I'm applying them. So I thought getting a brush like this would work quite well. So let's try it out. Also, these sit down video vibes with the makeup really throws me back to the videos I used to make. Let me know actually, a thought just popped into my head if you guys would like to see me reacting to one of my first YouTube videos, because I honestly haven't gone back and watched them. I don't go back and sit down and watch every single video. I just mean I haven't gone back to reflect on how I used to do videos and how far I've come, especially confidence wise and content wise. But yeah, let me know if that'd be something you'd want me to do, because even if none of you want me to do, I'll probably still do it anyway because it actually sounds kind of interesting. I feel like it's a little bit bright. I feel like you can't really see the tinted serum that well for what it is. I think that's a little bit better. I might turn the brightness down on my lamp. I think that's a bit better because then you can kind of see what it actually looks like and what my skin is actually look like. I've got a red mark here from a pimple that I was picking at that I shouldn't have, but my skin's actually pretty good. Let's blend this in. Oh, this brush is already so much better. Oh, I forgot we were doing questions. Oh my god. I was literally just going to sit here and do my makeup and that was it. I'm going to go through some unpopular opinions first and then I'll get on to the questions. The first assumption is that all education should be free. I feel like if you didn't agree with that, then you're crazy. At the very bare minimum, education from primary school through to high school. So in Australia, you're in high school till you're 18. I think that should at least be free. I feel like as well, even university, and I know some TAFE courses are still free in Australia, which is good. It's how it should be. Because especially with the cost of living, I don't know how people are meant to keep up with the cost of living, because to get a better paying job or a specific job that you want to do, you might need some sort of education or degree or certificate. But then in order to do that, you need to take time away from your job to earn money, to not only pay for the cost of living, which is just skyrocketing, plus paying for your education, which is just, it kind of just defeats the purpose, it's just setting people up to fail. I really like this brush with that serum. I'm not going to do another layer. You can still obviously see that mark of the red pimple I was picking out, but it is only a serum. It's not meant to cover everything up, and I'm just going to leave it because, like I said, I'm just going to my mum's house, so she's probably going to be surprised I'm putting this much effort in to see her. Now I'm going to try out the cheek chiseler brush. I'm only going to use that with my off-duty contour stick, the Mecca Max one. I don't know if it's the right product to use with this brush, but it's the only kind of contour slash, well, I guess it is would be a contour because it's literally called a contour stick. So I guess that would make sense. When I usually use this, I usually use a different kind of brush. Like, it's still a kind of contour brush. I guess that's just, this one's more of a defining one because of the shape, but the one I would usually use with this is called Contour Queen. I think it's a Beauty Bay brush. But just for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to use this one just to first blend it in, and then I might go in with that other brush to blend it out a bit more. So the second unpopular opinion is that pineapple does belong on pizza. Now, I am an extremely strong believer that pineapple belongs on pizza. Always have, always will. I understand why people don't understand or like pineapple on pizza. In theory, it is a little bit of a weird concept, but I just find that it just gives such like a nice, like, fresh and juicy touch to it. I don't know. Does that sound weird? It's either something that you love or hate. Like, there's no in between. You either love it or you hate it. I feel like such a common unpopular opinion. Just like Reese and I have this discussion all the time. But I think he's, over time, has come to my opinion on it, because as we've been living together, I've been keeping tomato sauce in the fridge. I always have, because one, it says on the bottle to refrigerate it after you open it. But two, it makes sense to put something cold on top of something hot, because it's the whole reason you use sauce. Like, to cook something down or to add that extra flavour, so it just makes sense. But yeah, that wasn't actually on the list to talk about, but that just popped into my head. Same as, like, I prefer the taste of chocolate once it's been in the fridge. But then I know a lot of people don't like that and they don't put it in the fridge. So, you know, it's each to their own. The next unpopular opinion is that AirPods aren't that good. Now, I don't actually own AirPods, and I haven't really properly tried them because I am already of the opinion of this same unpopular opinion that AirPods aren't that good, because one, I feel like I would just lose them because they're so tiny, and lots of the time, because my ears are quite small, lots of earphones don't fit in my ear properly. But yeah, I just feel like I'd prefer just your earphones with like the string attached, like the wire. I don't know. I don't think I can have that much of an opinion on it because I haven't actually properly tried them before. But I also think they're just ridiculously overpriced. Like I said, I haven't really used them, so if you're a fan of them, don't come at me. I've never tried them. Yeah. This next one is actually kind of sad, is that most people are generally sad. I feel like obviously it differs person to person, and each person's version of what being sad feels like can be different. It probably isn't that far from the truth. I'm not saying every person's crying themselves to sleep each night or anything like that, but everyone is going through their own struggles and difficulties in life, whether it's, like I was talking about before, the cost of living, or people losing the loss of a loved one, or even just feeling like they're not knowing what they're doing with their life, which I feel like at my age, or even just any age, you can feel like that at any point in your life where you feel like you just don't really know what you're doing. And that's okay, because I feel like everyone feels like that at some point in their life, or always. I feel like, you know, Reese and I are very lucky in the position that we are, that we managed to get our house when we did, which is crazy. We're actually coming up to 3 years in this house, which is absolutely nuts. But we're so lucky that we got in at a time when we did, because the cost of housing is going up. Like, the value of a house within the 3 years that we've been here has already gone up so much. But then the fact that we both have stable jobs and that we're both able to actually work, and not just having a stable job, but just having a job in general, I feel like that is just such a big blessing in itself, and that's something that people then generally do take for granted, which for people that can't work for medical reasons, or they're having to look after a loved one, or whatever the scenario is, where they just cannot work enough to provide a happy and safe environment for themselves, that would absolutely have an effect on your mental health. So I think that it's not a huge jump to assume that most people are sad in some way, because everyone's going through their own struggles, and you never really know what people are going through behind the scenes, because a lot of the time, if you see, you know, your co-worker at work, or especially with social media these days, people only post what they want other people to see of their lives, and generally that isn't the sad parts or the boring everyday parts, which I feel like is another reason why I don't want to stop vlogging, because I know that generally people's lives aren't always exciting, and sometimes it's just mundane and feeling like Groundhog Day. So I feel like that's sometimes why I feel like the vlogs get boring, but at the same time, that's normal. That's life, and it makes people feel better about their life knowing that everyone's just trying to get through day to day. And it's just, I don't even know where I'm going with this tangent, but if you're picking up what I'm putting down, you'll get what I mean. And I think I need to stop talking because I got more things to get through. I'm already nearly 19 minutes into filming. And kind of following on from part of my answer from that last opinion is the usability of the internet is worse than it's ever been. I feel like lots of youngsters nowadays will not agree with that. I'm very 50-50 with this one for different reasons, and I mean the purpose of this video, you do not have to agree with me. Following on from the answer from my last question is your mental health, and thinking that everyone's lives are so perfect because that's only what you're seeing online, and everything nowadays is just focus online and your online presence and what you're putting out as a perception of your life. Sorry, I need a burp and it's such a bad time. Back to the serious talk. I'm so glad that I grew up in the generation where I did, where, like, for example, I didn't even get Facebook until year 8, so I would have been 13, maybe 14 when I got my own Facebook page. But the only reason I got that is because I was moving schools and my parents wanted a way for me to be able to communicate with my friends, which, by the way, didn't even end up continuing. They actually ended up completely ignoring me, so... Yeah, growing up in the generation where we did, where hanging out with friends when I was in high school involved having a sleepover at their house in our onesies, wearing our red jeans and making silly little clips on our MacBook photo booth and playing with the effects in class. And that was the things that entertained us, and what my generation, at least my experience in my generation, I wasn't a very popular girl in school. I wouldn't say I was unpopular, like I had plenty of friends, I just wasn't part of the popular group. Looking back now, I'm glad I wasn't really wanting that, because I don't know why I keep going in tangents. I need to just answer the question. Kids growing up now, like you look at them online or even like down the street and they're wearing short crop tops and tight clothes and all this makeup, and they know how to do their hair, and like knowing how to do their makeup. Like, I did not look like that when I was 13 years old. It's just such a different world now. I think I might just leave it there because I don't want to offend anyone or start anything, but let's just say I'm glad I grew up in the generation where I did. On to the Q&A side of the video. The first one is, what inspired you to start your YouTube channel? Which I don't actually know if I ever answered anything like this in a video before, but I actually wanted to start YouTube years and years and years before I actually did. I wanted to start YouTube probably when I was like midway through high school, so probably like year 9. But whilst I was actually in year 9, Leah, I don't know if you remember this, but I had started like a blog where I was posting like anonymously. I don't think anyone was reading it. Like, I don't even like remember what it was called now. Like, it's not active now. I don't even know if I could find it again. But I was just writing like a blog about things going on in my life and just random things. And then I can't remember how Leah found out about it. I don't know if she discovered it or I had told her or she seen something on my laptop or something. Honestly, can't remember the details of it. But she had discovered that I was doing that blog, and the only reason I was doing the blog is because I was too scared of people's opinions, of course, to actually start a YouTube channel. Like, way before then, it's like that time in my life. So that would have been like over 10 years ago now that I would have wanted to start YouTube. And I so wish that I just started it back then, because who knows where it could be now. If there's something that you guys are wanting to do that you've been putting off for a while, just do it. Don't worry about other people's opinions, because the only reason I actually started making videos, and I'm so glad I'm doing it now, but a big part of me wishes I just started it earlier, was actually because I was off on work cover at my old job, and I was off for months and I was bored at home, and I thought, you know what else am I going to do with my time? What else is going to make me feel like I've got some sort of purpose? And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to start the videos. I haven't bought the camera in secret. I bought everything in secret. This was whilst I was living here with Reese. And I remember being so nervous and anxious because he'd found out I bought the camera. Oh my gosh. I don't even know why I was so embarrassed, because he's honestly been one of the most supportive people throughout my whole time on YouTube, supporting it and so encouraging of it, and loves the fact that I do it. But it was also a similar story actually with when I first started YouTube, I didn't really tell anyone about it. Like, I created the Instagram page I've got currently now, but I didn't tell anyone about it. But Leah was also one of the first people outside of Reese to find out that I was doing them, because she initially thought that someone had made an account pretending to be me. So it came up on her suggested follows was the That's So Jasmine account, and she'd messaged me asking if it was me, and I was like, oh, actually it is me. I've been wanting to start YouTube for a while and I've finally done it. And she has been also one of the most supportive people throughout this whole thing. That plus my family, like just the people that really care and love me and that matter. The people that have completely supported me throughout this whole journey. But I also just love the fact that, especially with the vlogs, just being able to watch back important and not even just important things throughout my life, because there's so many moments that I've captured on the camera and so many other moments I wish I did capture. I can just look back on and they might not have necessarily been significant times in my life, but just having those memories to look back on as like a video diary has been so amazing. For example, even just editing last week's video of me having sleepover at Courtney's house. At the time, like, yes, I enjoyed myself there and I absolutely love it to death, but I didn't realise that the memories and things we were doing during that sleepover was something that I wanted to look back on or was anything like special and amazing. But when I was editing it back, I was smiling the whole time. So knowing that I can capture things on film to keep with me forever, it's just amazing. Like, it's like just home videos for me. Next one, this is like a juicy one. Who is your celebrity crush? Now, every time I think about this, I picture the guy in my head, but I cannot for the life of me ever remember what his name is. He's the guy from that movie where she's like running, she cuts her hair like blonde and short, and she's like running her away from her crazy ex-cop boyfriend. What is that movie even called? Oh, I think his name's like Josh. Yeah, this one. Oh my god, okay, so he's a bit older now. He's 51 now. Honestly, not even that bad looking now. But his name is, I'm probably completely butchering the name, Josh Duhamel, but honestly, you can kind of tell that I've got a type because I'll put up a picture of Reese next to this and you'll probably see exactly what I mean. Now that I'm talking so much doing the questions, I forgot that I'm doing my face. The next question is favourite values in people that you surround yourself with. So being friends, family, anyone. My opinion on this has changed as of late. Well, not like change, but become more clear, and I've been more confident and okay with the fact that my values of within other people I surround myself has changed. Like, obviously back when I was younger, I just wanted to hang around with friends and go out and didn't really care about anything else. Whereas now, obviously, my values have changed. Myself, like the well-being of myself and spending time with family for me is absolute number one. But let's just say as of late, I've been able to recognise and accept that people's values change or they stay the same and can't keep up with my own, which is completely okay because that's just life. You know, people change or people's priorities change. But particular values that really stand out for me is just kindness, patience, understanding, and just complete acceptance of who I am and who they are as a person, and you know, having maturity, that knowing that life as you get older gets damn busy and it makes it really hard to catch up with people that you want to catch up with. But for example, myself, I'm a horrible person at messaging. Not in a way that I message people and I am mean, but like I think about people all the time, but then I'm an absolutely terrible person of trying to message people and actually keep contact up. That's not necessarily a bad thing because that just means, you know, you're busy. There's always work, there's always stuff going on. Like, you're trying to keep up with your health and fitness, but then it's the battle of trying to make sure that people know that you love them and you have to always catch up with people. But I've recently just accepted that that's not going to be the case because I'm just going to get run down, and it's just the longevity of that is just not viable. But I guess those just have that understanding that I still love them, and just because I'm not always messaging them or catching up, like, they still know that I still love them and they still mean a lot to me. And as soon as we catch up, like, it's like there's been no time difference in us seeing each other, or I don't know, it's just adult friendships are just elite. Okay, this next one made me giggle so much when I saw it because I initially thought about lying with my answer, but then I thought, why? The question is, have you ever considered being a foot model? Now, I don't think I have the worst looking feet, but I definitely don't think I have the best. Like, my toes, they're lanky. They are long and lanky. To be honest, have I ever considered becoming a foot model? 100%. Like, has any person ever not considered it? You're anonymous if you put that on there, and you can get some like decent money. Especially being, if I did the foot model thing, like, no one would know it's me. I don't think anyone would really recognise my feet, like, surely. But yes, I have considered it. Have I done it? No. Will I one day? Probably not. But who knows? Next question is, are you going to be getting any more tattoos? Now, if you'd asked me this like 6 months ago, my answer would have been absolutely yes. I know, I don't know if I've spoken about it on here, but to my friends and family I have spoken about wanting like a bigger piece on my upper thigh, but I never end up getting it. I don't know if I will end up getting it. I think I've now come to a stage where I don't hate any of my tattoos, but there's some I probably would have gotten differently, or I would have just not gotten altogether. But that's probably just a story for another time, because this video is probably getting way too long. But I think for now, I'm just having a tattoo detox, and I'm not going to be getting any more tattoos for quite a while, if ever. I mean, that's a lie. I probably will get one again at some point. Now, to answer the final question, I'm going to be quickly popping on the Too Faced Lip Injection Lip Gloss. Got it in the shade Wifey for Lifey. Now, I actually got this new the other day as I was picking up the brushes. No, I absolutely love it. I don't really wear lip gloss. I haven't worn lip gloss in years, because I usually just wear lip balm. Like the, what even brand is it? The Carmex. Favourite lip balm ever. But I thought, you know what? I want a little bit of lip gloss. I want something that makes me feel fancy and girly. The final question that I'm sure you've all been dying to know the answer to is, will you be having kids? Now, the answer to that, yes. I would love to be able to have kids. I cannot wait to be a mother one day. I think it will be the most, in my opinion, one of the most awesome things I could do. And I know not everyone is of the same opinion. Not everyone wants kids, and that's completely okay. But yes, Reese and I would love to have kids at some point. He's the most clucky person you would ever meet. Years ago, he was ready to have kids. But the question of when we're gonna have kids, well, you're just gonna have to subscribe and stick around long enough to find out. That was all for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you liked this style of video, something a little bit different. Let me know if you agree or disagree with my answers to some of these. Let me know in the comments. Let's start a discussion, because everyone's opinions are different, and that's so okay. You do not have to agree with me with these things. Let me know some other questions you'd love me to answer in the future, or any other unpopular opinions you might have, because who knows, I might do some more videos like this. If you aren't subscribed already, please subscribe down below, give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and I'll see you next time. Bye!